We want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and join our organization. This video will help introduce you to the safety aspects of the Boys and Girls Club of Albany. Watching this demonstrates your commitment to our youth and your dedication to creating a safer environment for everyone. At the Boys and Girls Club of Albany, our mission statement is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. Our top priority has always been to provide young people with a fun, safe, and constructive environment. Let's take our first step into preventing abuse here at the club. Statistics show that 1 in 4 females and 1 in 13 males will face childhood sexual abuse. 90% of this abuse will be committed by someone the child already knows. This includes other young peers, family members, teachers, coaches, school officials, and child care providers. Childhood sexual abuse isn't limited to adult-to-youth interactions and can include youth-to-youth interactions as well. In fact, 52% of reported abuse by youth are youth-to-youth interactions. Youth who suffer from abuse are 3 times more likely to develop depression, 4 times more likely to abuse drugs, and 4 times more likely to have PTSD. The APCs of childhood abuse are the 3 things perpetrators look for, and it stands for access, privacy, and control. Access includes involving themselves in different child-serving organizations so they can be close to youth. Privacy means they will attempt to put themselves in a one-on-one situation where their abusive behavior is less likely to be observed or detected. Control includes power and authority over a youth. When a perpetrator has control over a young person, it makes it easier for them to manipulate and exploit them. Several crucial risk factors should be considered regarding childhood sexual abuse. Behavioral problems can lead to isolation of the youth, making it easier for a perpetrator to act. Youth who are shy may be easily influenced. When youth have a lack of positive adult relationships, perpetrators may step in and abuse this role. Disabilities are also a risk factor, as youth who require more care from adults may be abused more easily. There are important warning signs of abuse for you to consider. These include a youth suddenly becoming anxious, withdrawn, or a loss of interest in things they used to enjoy. They may also self-harm, face addiction, be fearful of others, or have sexualized behaviors. Sexualized behaviors include any sexual remarks or actions that may be considered too advanced for their developmental stage. Youth may also show signs of limited activity, pain going to the bathroom, and infections, including STIs. It's important to remember these warning signs don't automatically indicate abuse, and that their absence doesn't mean abuse isn't possible. If you notice a sudden change of behavior in the youth you serve, please document these actions and report them to your supervisors or directors of the area you serve. Next, we will discuss red flag behaviors that may indicate someone is abusing a young person. Boundaries are an important component of red flag behaviors to understand. Perpetrators of abuse may break down and challenge boundaries to see how far they can take their behavior. This is also known as grooming. They will start by breaking small boundaries and slowly build up to breaking more inappropriate boundaries. They may share personal info with the youth, show jealousy if the youth spends more time with others, and become slowly more physical with the youth. This includes transitioning from appropriate physical behavior like high fives and side hugs into more dangerous behaviors such as extended hugs, shoulder rubs, and other inappropriate crossing of boundaries. There are also behavioral red flags to look at when working with youth. This can include having secrets with youth, encouraging them to lie to others, providing them with drugs, or encouraging them to watch porn. These are exceptionally dangerous for youth because young people are less likely to report abuse if they think they will get in trouble as well. Additional red flags include acting like youth, contacting youth on social media, or isolating young people. In youth-to-youth interactions, there are a few red flags to consider. This includes being overly sexualized, harassing others, consistently breaking boundaries, dominating others, and actively trying to avoid supervision. Anytime these red flags show up, it's important to address and report them, not only for the safety of the youth, but the adults as well. They may have good intentions in their actions, but since they are red flags, it may cause them to be mislabeled as perpetrators of abuse. Supervision is key when it comes to maintaining the safety of youth. There are a few high-risk locations you should be extra cautious of. This includes bathrooms, locker rooms, stairs, empty rooms, and areas with obstructive views. Each of these areas may be low-vision areas where it can be easier to perpetrate abuse against youth. Shared public areas can also be a high-risk location because the chaos can lead to being under-supervised. There are also high-risk activities that may endanger the youth you serve. These include unorganized free time, transporting youth, and hosting overnight stays. As part of the Boys and Girls Club of Albany, you are unable to transport youth in your personal vehicle. Coaches can transport young people only if they are related or they've provided documentation to the club of a previous relationship with the youth. If you'd like more information on this, please contact our athletic director, Ryan Lamb. When you are managing situations, it's important to remember the rule of three. There should always be three people in a space, meaning if there's one youth, there should always be two adults, and vice versa. You should do everything you can to avoid one-on-one interactions with youth. If there is no one around you to help, calling someone is a short-term option until you can leave your area, or another adult can arrive. This is another rule not only aimed at protecting the youth we serve, but also the adults affiliated with the club. If you are concerned about a young child's safety, there are a few things to remember. If you believe they are in immediate danger, immediately contact emergency personnel. If you suspect abuse, you can report this to the state of Oregon, as well as your supervisor. When a youth is reporting abuse to you, there are a few important steps to take in this situation. First, remain calm with them. They are taking a very difficult step in reporting this abuse to you, and if you act surprised, angry, or otherwise upset, they may feel as though you are upset with them and avoid reporting any future abuse. Additionally, it's important to listen to everything they have to say. Do not interrupt them when they are speaking and save any questions you may have until they are done reporting the abuse to you. You should also be sure to show compassion to them and reassure them that they will not be in any trouble for what they are telling you. All coaches, volunteers, and staff are mandated reporters who must report any suspected abuse. You can reach the Oregon Abuse Hotline at 855-503-7233. After you've contacted the abuse hotline, document the situation and let your supervisor or a director know. If you have any questions throughout this process, please discuss them with your supervisor or a director. Next, we'll move into what to do when in a lockdown. There are many different spaces and locations you may be in, so rather than telling you exactly where you should go in the event of a lockdown, it's better for you to understand your options and choose what's best for the situation. There are three options you have in a lockdown situation: run, hide, and fight. Running means getting yourself as far away from the situation as possible. If you believe you can take the youth with you to a safer area, running may be your best option. Hiding means finding a quiet and safe location immediately and waiting out the lockdown. If you choose to hide, it's important to remember this space will need to be big enough for all the youth with you. Lock the room, silence your phones, and remain quiet. Lastly, fighting is an option. Fighting should only be used if you fear for your life and as a last resort. Improvise weapons and commit to your actions. Hesitating can make a big difference. Fire safety is also an important component to understand at the club. There are safety plans in each gym, so please make yourself familiar with them the first time you arrive. In the event of a fire, follow these safety plans as best you can and get you and any youth to safety. If you need to administer first aid, you can locate a court monitor who can find you a first aid kit, but there are also first aid kits located throughout the club. Similar to the safety plans, it's important to know these locations before needing them, so please take the time to learn them when you first arrive. Additionally, there are AEDs located in both buildings. There is one just outside the McLagan and Sullivan gym and next to the soccer field. In the event of needing to administer first aid, the most important thing to remember is to not make the situation worse. Do what you can to help the individual, but always get help from the professionals if necessary. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and are excited to have you join our community here at the Boys and Girls Club of Albany. If you have any questions about the club, please feel free to contact the people listed. Thank you.